But we were talking about the testing and how banks are approaching that issue.
Yes, Andrew, I think to varying degrees, the banks are all trying to test employees and see, number one, do they have a temperature? Are they feeling okay every morning when they come in? And of course, they've put in other social distancing protocols. My general understanding of these Goldman cases is the doctors who are advising Goldman on health and wellness at the office as people return this fall in greater numbers believe that those cases were acquired somewhere out of the office, but people got tested in the course of business, maybe because their kids were going back to school and their schools required it, things like that. So they believe and certainly hope that these two employees who I reported on last night, who sit on different floors and in different areas, did not get the virus at the office, although I think they're taking precautions to try to contain it now.
Well, that was going to be the question. A number of these banks do have plans to bring more and more people back to the office. Do you think, is this changing that equation at all?
So far, it doesn't seem to be, Andrew. I mean, JPMorgan, as you know, has sort of put a stake in the ground on this. I mean, frankly, what they're doing, which is asking MDs and other senior executives to start coming back in earnest on Monday, actually, September 21st, is not dissimilar to what Goldman is doing and what others have done, but they've just been a little bit more public about it. Now, of course, it was a little bit of a public setback for JPMorgan to find that there was a stock trader who had the virus, and then they had to send that person's immediate colleagues home in order to quarantine them from that. So they've had a little bit of a PR stumble here, but I don't think they're dissuaded in the plans they have. I mean, Jamie Dimon, in an interview with analysts from Keefe, Bruyette & Woods this week, went so far as to say he thinks that if we don't get people back to the office and sort of in a more community work environment, we risk overdoses and suicides down the road because people feel so isolated. So he clearly feels very strongly about this. And what's interesting is others are taking extremely different views. Deutsche Bank, there was reporting last night to suggest that they're telling people they don't have to come back until 2021. And this is Deutsche Bank, which historically has a reputation for being very rough and tumble in terms of culture.